We'll be getting started shortly. Little technical difficulties, but we will be starting shortly. Just want to show a short promo ad. Make sure that the audio is working. Which is not at the moment, so I thank you for your patience. Everything seems to be working on my end, so I'm not sure what's going on. So skip. We'll skip the promo I had for you. I'll have to come back with that. So I am your host for this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning in not so sunny California. Hasn't been sunny this entire month, and that's okay. I'm actually used to this weather because peace, Bijan Farrow, peace to you, King. Peace to the people that are watching in my other streams. Peace to the people that are watching in my other stream channels. Can't see you right now. I can only see the YouTube stream. There is a function on this program that I'm using now called Prism Live that I recommend. For those of you that don't have, usually laptops under $1,000, their CPUs aren't that great. They could overheat. Then you start dropping frames or everything starts buffering. So in order to stop that, um, there's programs like Prism Live that act like OBS, which are open source and free. So you can link multiple different channels that you're on. So I'm currently streaming from YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. But peace to you, peace to those that are watching. Peace to Arrow. Peace to all of you in the future that will be watching too. Again, I had a promo video that I had ready. It's interesting. You get things ready, you get prepared as much as you can, and then something always happens. Something always doesn't work according to the plan. And that's okay because if you're a calm, intelligent, positive, satisfied man, you can get through it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to those of you that are coming in live that don't comment in the chat yet. I understand. I know I'm getting a lot of traffic over on TikTok, which is great. I'm using that for a marketing tool, and I might as well let you know what is going on with this channel if you're brand new. So I'm a Hati Ma'at. I wasn't always a Hati Ma'at. Of course, I had a European name or English name, and I didn't have a choice in that name. This name that I have now, I had a choice in it, and I did not name myself. which gets me to one of the most important aspects of this live stream or video today that you're watching. I'm going to make a major disclaimer, and then eventually I'm going to stop doing that because you can just go to my About section in the description below here. It's in the description below. And you can also go to the community section, excuse me, the About section on my YouTube channel. And in there, you'll see a long disclaimer because I am affiliated with a great organization, which also I might as well let you know now that next week, this will be a weekly live stream, what I'm doing now. This is called the Awakening Playlist. This is just the beginning of some great playlists. So this is called the Awakening Playlist. And I am going to uh, not be able to go live stream next week. I am extremely busy now. I'm doing multiple things and just I can't handle also doing this live stream next week. I'm actually presenting for this organization next week on their channel, so I will not be doing a live stream next week. But after that, depending on how things progress, you can expect a live stream every week. But during the week, I will have spontaneous or pop up live streams, very short live streams that I do for the public. And you can always check back at my channel. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. The like, the subscribe, and notification bell. If you find my content it's interesting, entertaining, and beneficial to you. Now, like I said, I am MAAT'S. I started this channel for a few reasons. I started it because one, I realized that it was time for somebody that is in the public to be transparent with the public. A lot of times, people that we revere in the public, we don't know anything about their personal life. We don't know anything really about them until after they usually die. And I don't want that to happen with me. I'd like to be transparent as possible with the public. Of course, I'm not going to share every little dark secret that I have because there's just not enough time. But I do want to give access to people out there that do revere me and that do like my content to get the real me also, not just the public me. So that's why I'm doing this. That's one reason. Another reason is I'm doing this to promote my business. So I have an oil business, which I will be showing you pretty soon. And I'm doing this to promote that as well. So I'm here to make money, yes. I'm not here for free. Just put it like that. So those of you that are coming here, and I have videos I just did on that. If you're looking for free information, soak it up while you can. Because if I am not getting back what I put out, it doesn't make sense, and it's a waste of time. And we don't have time to waste. I just put up a video called "Value Your Time." It's called Value Your Time, and I suggest you check it out. We don't have any time to waste. You can't get back time like you can get back money and other things, family, everything else. Time we cannot get back. So I value my time very much now. I was actually taught to value my time, and I teach others now to value theirs. So if I'm not getting reciprocation, if I'm not getting love, if I'm not getting support and donations, if people are not making purchases from the promotions I'm doing, I make excellent advertisements. I'm excellent at creating slogans and phrases and keywords and titles, and I'm an excellent marketer. So if I'm not getting reciprocation here, my time is being wasted, and it's time for me to leave. And finally, I'm not only doing this for you; I'm doing this for me. It's okay to be selfish. I'm gonna put that out there. It's okay to be selfish. Selfish just means that you love the self most, and that is very important, especially to those of us that are taught here in Western society that being selfish is some sort of taboo or something that is wrong, and this is not correct. This is definitely not true, and it has to be eradicated from our mindset once and for all. I always suggest to my students and clients and those that I interact with in the public that if you cannot love yourself first and be selfish, then you're not being authentic with somebody else. Let me say that again. If you cannot look yourself in the mirror and be selfish with yourself, love yourself, you how can you desire or love somebody else? How can you be truthful and honest and authentic with them? You can't, not to the core. And if you don't want that, I always put this in too. I never come at a biased angle, and I don't even teach like that. I always give the truth and then I give the lie, and I always tell my students, make a decision. I'm always going to give you both. It's your choice because it really is. Um, I just choose truth, and that is part of my name, Ma'at. Ma'at is the origin to the word truth, and I will probably be doing a live stream on that in the future, just not today. So let's get into it. I actually saved this moment to show you some of my fragrances that I am selling right now. Brothers are soaking it up literally on their skin, and it's also for our females. It's also for females too. Okay, a lot of fragrances I sell, like and there'll be photos at the end that I'll show or during the break that I take maybe. Um, this is Issey Miyake. It is a unisex, or it is for male and female fragrance because the notes within it, the notes in it, the base notes is a vanilla scent. The head note is like a citrusy scent, and middle note is a sweet scent. So when you put this on, I'm gonna put some on right now. I'm gonna show you how to put it on. So before I ever put oil on me, and I didn't know this, I used to just buy oil and I just that and I'm done. I walk off. I'm going to show you how to put on oil if you want to get that lean in compliment. So the oils are different than colognes. The cologne spray, you spray it on, you can leave a trail of alcoholy smelling perfume. Different. I'm going to do a show on that too. If I get some interest out of that, I'm going to break all that down, the differences. I don't like the sprays because number one, they used to burn my skin. Number two, it always smelled like an alcoholy smell. It just smelled like off. I didn't like it. I got introduced to oils by a brother named Bashir Narid. Bashir Narid in Piscataway, New Jersey. I was hooked. A Muslim brother. But he never told me how to put it on. I don't know anybody other than me that teaches people how to put these oils on. So usually, what I would do is I just put like 3, 4, 5, 6 strokes. No, I go in. I go in for almost a minute on my skin. Before I go in, I put on shea butter. Now, you can use lotion, just moisturize your skin, get those pores open, get them really open, and rub it in. Generate some friction and some heat because the heat is what's bringing out the aromatic smell of the oils. So I put it on. This is the first time I put it on today. Usually I put it on fresh out of the shower. I waited to do this live stream. So I put it on. As you can see, I put it on in a circular motion. I'm getting it in. Getting it in right now. I'm putting it on. I go for almost a minute. I soak it in. I soak it into my skin. Now, if you have sensitive skin, don't have to really worry. Don't have to worry about it because I'm going to tell you why. See, I'm still putting it in. You want it to look, you can see in the camera from way back here, right in this area here, it's really shiny. It's really shiny. That's what you want. You want a wet looking look. Now the rub down. Rub it in. Keep rubbing it in. Rubbing it in until you start feeling heat in your wrist. As the friction happening, heating up the oil. Like you would heat up oil on the stove, cause a hot scented aroma. You want to heat it up. Keep rubbing it in until you feel the heat. Now what I do is smack my face. Why am I smacking my face? Unlike the spray, because you can't spray this on you, right? You got to get it on your skin somehow. So when you do the lean in and you're talking to people, especially females, they can smell your scent. And the thing that I love about these oils is it's mixing with your body oil. So everybody's body oil is unique. And you're going to have your own pheromones and your own scents mixing in with the Issey Miyake scent. And over the course of the day, and on hot days, like out here in California, it's usually warm. So you usually got some sort of sweat going. It mixes in with the sweat. So even while you're sweating, it's mixing in with your sweat, your body aroma, and it's making a unique scent to you. So I could be wearing this and somebody else could be wearing it, and we're gonna have just a little slightly off scents that make us unique to the person that's smelling it. That's one of the reasons I love oils. So you keep rubbing in. Now, I'll just do a show on oils. I don't have time right now, but there's a difference between who's selling the oils to, how long they last, and I really don't have time to get into it. Um, but if somebody wants to sponsor a show like that, if somebody wants to send me a donation, I will break down the oils for you and which ones to look for because there's thousands of people out there selling oils like me. But there's not thousands or even hundreds or even 50s or even 20s of people or even tens or fives that know the chemical equations, the chemical compounds, the breakdowns. Do you use alcohol? Is alcohol bad for you? Some are selling without alcohol. How long does it last between alcohol? What's the different perfumes, toilet, the colognes? What's the difference between each one? Nobody's doing that I've seen. At least nobody in my specific community, the black community. So I can do that for you because this is my business. It's MAAT'S Fragrance. And like I said, the certain fragrance I'm using today is called Issey Miyake. And a lot of people, it's by Paco Rabanne. And I always compliment the original creator. That's one thing I do because it's just something, because I want to be complimented. So I don't mind if people take this video, chop it up, and do whatever they want to do with it. Just make sure you give me a shout out, or you just say, "Hey, I got this from Mahat to Ma'at." That's it. You don't even have to say he's a great content creator, or he's a great speaker. You don't have to do any of that. Just give us our dues, give us our shout outs. So Issey Miyake, my favorite. What I'm selling right now, by the way, what I'm selling right now is Issey Miyake, Shesh Butter, which is a favorite of the brothers right now, and Blue de Chanel, and I'm gonna actually show that very soon. But I'm also selling more, and we have a fragrance list. So request your free Odds fragrance list. You can just send me an email. The email will be posted in the link at the end of the show, in the chat at the end of the show, or you can email me by going to the description below. Bijan Farrow says, "I love wearing oils. I wear I wear frankincense, myrrh, and Egyptian musk. Yes, yes, absolutely. That Egyptian musk is coming soon. I have a variant of that. It's called Kashi musk, and that is on the fragrance list. You can contact me, Bijan Farrow. You can contact me if you go to the description below, or just go to one of my videos, and I'll post a link in the chat and end of the show. You can click on. Um, but my email is maatsfragrance at usa.com. Maatsfragrance at usa.com. Or you can call me on our business line at 213 436 5078. It's 213 436 5078. And I may be using that business line for call ins because the show gets more subscribers and traction, and it will. Uh, I notice a lot of people are so afraid to show their face on camera, so I'll give them an opportunity to call in, and we can dialogue back and forth that way. And if you do come on camera in the future, if I create a show like that where you can come on, because it is my business, I have to protect how it looks and is presented. I can't just let anybody coming on talking crazy and acting crazy and going off the rails. Um, you must show your face on camera. I won't tolerate looking at another screen because I'm just looking at a screen right now. I want to look at you. So back to the fragrance. Yes, Bijan Farrow. Contact me today, brother, and we will definitely get some orders out to you by next week. Thank you for your support, brother. Um, so I got something special for the brothers that have already made purchases. And oh, and if anybody wants to check out reviews already that I'm getting, go to my Facebook page. Everything is in the description below. And at the end of the show, I will post QR codes so you can scan it quickly. But let me show you this first. So we have three different sizes, and I say three because I started off with two different sizes, and then I found a supplier that makes these great elixir bottles, as they're called. And I'm going to show you that in a second. So this is a 10 millimeter sesh butter. Okay, see, it has that awesome label with my logo on it. I know the screen's a little blurry, but there will be pictures that I will show you soon. Then we have I call them sample bottles, but they are for a price. These are the 3.7 milliliters. So if you're not ready to commit to a larger quantity, I suggest these, the 3.7 milliliters. And I do send out samples with every purchase. So let's say you purchase Sesh, Issy, Maaki, and Blue Day Chanel. I will send you samples of our other products too. And then, and I'm really excited about this. And our new one here, and this is, you can't really see it because it's clear. So let me show you in the Blue Day Chanel. This is our little elixir bottles. This is our little elixir bottles. Okay, you see it has a cork in the top? And the cork, yes, does come out. You could take the cork out, you could put the cork in. And the great thing about this is you just put it up to your wrist, you could dab a little, put it on, good to go. Those of you that are scared to flood your body with these oils like me, afraid for people to make disparaging comments towards you, and I already have. I remember I was out traveling one day, and this female was like, "Oh man, that stinks! Oh man, that's so much stink cologne on you!" And mind you, she asked me if she could sit next to me. I didn't go sit next to her. I didn't stand next to her. We were right on the bus, and she asked if she could come sit next to me. She sat down next to me. She started complaining that my cologne was too strong, that the oils were too strong. That's how strong my oils are. So if you're one of these brothers that don't like to be confronted or don't want to stand out, you're gonna stand out with my oils. I'm just gonna warn you. This isn't for the faint of heart. This is for brothers that want that strong, uh, uh, oily fragrance, great aroma smelling scent. And I had it on that day, and um, and I told her, man, you could take your fat ass and move to the other side of the bus, you bitch. And excuse me, I do curse on the show because I'm just keeping it real. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat things. I was pissed for a moment. Not pissed where it affected me to the point where I was ready to throw down, or because I would never do that with a female. Um, but it perturbed me that you're the one that wanted to sit next to me, and then you start complaining. So you can move your fat ass to the other side of the bus over there. Yeah, you can go over there. And I only notice it's people like that have low self esteem that feel they have the most to complain about. So everyone else is complimenting me. Other females and males complimenting me. They tell me when they see me again, oh, when you walked away, I remember your scent. What is that? Then I slip them a business card. You can slip them your business card. You can give them something that's important to you so they can remember you also. But I like these bottles. They have a cork, and the females may like this better. This is our 5 millimeter bottle, 5 millimeter bottle, and it's already been through the leak test, so they won't leak during shipping. Our shipping process is very unique. I'll probably do a small video on that, or put it during another live. Our shipping process is unique. We do I do utterances over your oils. I imbue the energy of the material during the shipping process, including you get metal netter that pertains to perfumery, to smell, sweetness. Yeah, and it's personal to you and your journey, and that comes shipped with your oils every time. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be just this time or years from now. It will always come with your oils, because that's how much they mean to me, of course, but just the life that I'm leading today. And let's get into that. Let's get into the topic of the show. I don't want to keep you waiting too much longer. So let's get into the topic of the show here. And I'm Mahati Ma'at, and the show is The Gift of Desperation. This is episode 2 of the Awakening podcast. Episode 2. Let's get into it. I may not be doing this every live. Well, I know I won't be doing this every live. But today I decided to do a miniature slideshow for you because this is a very important subject. I believe that doesn't get talked about enough because when we think about being desperate or desperation, it has a negative connotation. It has a negative vibration to it. We think of somebody that's being desperate, we think of somebody that's needy, somebody that is not able to stand up for themselves. They need somebody's help constantly. And if you know the true origin of this word, that is not true. That is not true at all. Actually, in some cases, I do recommend that desperation what becomes a great motivator of somebody or something that needs to change. So we're going to get into it right now. I'm going to go to the screen capture right now and let me first go over here. Okay. Okay. Let me see if the screen is actually capturing real quick. One moment. I'm just checking on my tablet here to make sure screen is sharing and everybody can hear me. That is good. Okay, so gift of desperation. Gift of desperation. How it helps. How it helps. So there's been times where a lot of us have been desperate. No matter what the experience was, you are alive today, you have been desperate at some point in your life. Paying a bill, whether it's in a relationship with somebody, trying to get a new job. Everybody has been desperate at some point. If you claim that you haven't been desperate, that's not you. This channel is not for you. But I'm speaking to those of you that may be in a position right now where you feel desperate and you want some sort of solution, just not finding it anywhere else. Now, go over here and you find me. So let's get into it. So, what is a gift? What is a gift? How does it relate to desperation? Let's find out. According to the origin of the word, a gift means to give or receive. According to the origin of the word, a gift means give or receive. So, when we have or we receive a gift from somebody, or we give a gift to somebody, how does that make you feel? Well, it makes you feel good, right? Whatever it is, it could be anything you're thinking about right now that you've done in the past where you've given somebody something. It could be simply a hello. It could be a simple card to your mother. It could be whatever it is. And then receiving something from somebody, and it doesn't always have to be something that you needed at the moment. It could just be a simple gesture of a thank you. Hey, I really appreciate your work. Thank you. That's a gift as well. So, gift is something that we give or we receive. That is a gift. It's a shared experience. How is this connected to desperation, though? Let's find out. So, before we find out, yes, a gift creates strength within relationships. When a relationship is based on giving and receiving, that is a true connection. It's not what we would call one sided, right? So, think about this. Imagine, imagine that you're giving and giving and giving and giving. Have you ever been in a relationship where you're giving and giving and giving and the other person's just taking from you? That doesn't feel good, does it? If you're intelligent, find ways to prevent this from happening to you. But if it is happening to you currently, my suggestion is to cut off that relationship immediately. And I'm saying this because I used to be a taker exclusively. And I'm telling you now, if you're in a relationship with somebody that used to be me, that was taking and taking and taking from the other person, it could be a female, it could be a family member, it could be whatever, cut it off immediately. That is my suggestion. Because that is not a shared experience, that's a one sided experience. And it's a negative one. It's one that doesn't make you feel good currently. So in the past, when I would get into relationships exclusively with females, I would take from them, take from them, and take from them, and take from them, and take from them, and then would get angry, but I couldn't take from them again. Just like a little child, just like a baby gets angry when its toy is taken away from it. So if you're in a relationship like that, it's not a giving and receiving, it's not a gifted relationship. I would cut that off. And this goes with jobs, bosses, the bosses working you, not appreciating your work, not giving you a raise. You may have to quit. Nothing wrong with quitting if it's not if what you're doing is not benefiting you over a long period of time. Then the only other option is to keep suffering or to stop it. And some people don't stop it because of this word called quitting, which I may do a show on. Sure. So let's get back to the slides. Capture the video. So giving and receiving is a shared experience. How is this connected to desperation, though? Let's find out. Did you know that desperation is connected to the word speed? So the actual word for desperation comes from the word speed. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that the word desperation actually its origin is from the word speed? Let's find out why. Because speed means to prosper. Speed means to prosper. You all want to prosper. I haven't met a person that doesn't want to prosper. I have not ever met anyone my um, young life who did not want prosperity, that did not want to feel good, that did not want things to benefit them. Even stone cold heroin addicts, even drunks sleeping on the side of the curb with their head on the curb. I have not met anyone that would not take something that benefits them over something that would continue to hurt them. But I did not know that desperation is to prosper in a quick way. And this is where desperation gets a negative connotation because what happens is and I'm just going to use relationships because this is what usually uh that is usually where the word desperation gets. So guy that's desperate or female may continue to call the female over and over and over again if she doesn't respond to him after he gets her number. Are you one of those people where you get her number and she doesn't reply to your texts and then you call her over and over again? I've never done that, but for those of you that do, I know there are people out there that do that. And there's females that do that too, because I've had that happen to me where I didn't want to talk to a female instead of being courageous and being man and telling her, hey, this is how it is. You had sex a few times and I don't want anything to do with you. And instead of doing that, she tries calling me over and over again. And then she has her friend call me thinking that when I pick up the phone, don't recognize the number, that I don't know it's her friend. She's sitting there with her friend listening. So this goes both ways, guys. And that is what people creation is. Um, person's mindset, I can only, because I've never been that way, um, is that they're trying to achieve something that will benefit them quickly. So therefore, the phone call keeps coming. And this can go for jobs. Now, I've done this with jobs in the past. There was a certain job in sales that I wanted. It's a very comfortable job. I didn't have to do much, but I could make a lot of money in it. And I felt like I was qualified to get the position. And for whatever reason, the company didn't feel the same way. And I couldn't accept that. I couldn't accept that. So what did I do? I kept calling and calling when I received no callback after the interview. I kept calling because that's what I was told to do by family, society. Well, did you follow up? Did you follow through? Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to drop a jewel right here for all of you. When you are important to somebody, you are important to anybody, you don't have to call them back. When you or we are important to somebody, important to anybody, you don't have to call them back. But see, for a long time, I did not know this. I did not know this. So that's one of the ways desperation got a bad rap because yes, it's dealing with we want a quick, instantaneous result. We can't accept that whether it's the other person or whatever it may be doesn't accept us the way we accept ourselves, and therefore we can't move forward until we get some sort of answer that is within our minds beneficial. Okay? And when we prosper, we are satisfied. So that's the whole deal with being desperate is if you get your way after being desperate, then you feel good. So Priscilla had made contact with me after having her friend call me, and I said, "Well, okay, yeah, I'll talk to her again." She would feel good. I've literally had women tell me on the phone that after I say something to them, they tell me it makes them feel good. If you're a man that's doing that, I have no respect for you. I have absolutely no respect for you, man. Straight up with you. All you pussy chasers out there. Excuse my language, but this is how I talk. The only one that should be satisfied is you. The only one you should be making feel good is you. If another person is telling you they make you feel good, okay, that's fine. But that's not your intention for talking to the other person. Listen, no, I'm not gonna say nobody, but most people don't talk to other people that don't make them feel good. So, for instance, if for instance, I'll go back to the beginning of this. If the woman on the bus that was complaining about the oil, the body fragrance I was wearing, I don't want to talk to her again. I don't even want to see her. Why? She doesn't make me feel good. Reverse the situation. And if she's praising the oils and she loves them, she wants to know where to get them, where to buy them. She wants to give them to children or her mate. Then I want to talk to her again. So we're only talking to other people that make us feel good. If a person doesn't make you feel good or is not benefiting you in some way, you're usually not going to be talking to them. Why? Because it's a waste of time. So when we prosper, we are satisfied. Most things that we do during the course of our day is to satisfy us. Whether it's eating food, whether it's taking a shower, whether it's brushing your teeth, whether it's laying on the couch, whether it's watching YouTube, whether it's listening to music, whether it's having sex, whether it's drinking alcohol, whether it's doing drugs. Yeah, even the stuff that kills you, everything kills you eventually, but even the things that we deem as negative in society do satisfy people. Listen, man, when I used to do drugs, I'll do shows on that too, don't worry. I was elated at times. I remember it even now, getting the chills now. I was elated before I was going to do some heroin, before I was going to do some cocaine. I was elated. I was like a little kid. My body was so excited that my body would begin farting. I am not joking. I am not joking. My body, hold on a second. Okay, there's something wrong with screen capture. Okay. My body subconsciously would get into a state where it was just totally relaxed and loose. Like it was eventually it would mimic the effect of the drug. So this is the I'm gonna get into this more in depth at another time, but the irony of that is you're spending money to feel a certain way, but yet you can replicate it without spending the money. And my body got to a point where it was doing that. But man, it was start farting. It was man, I remember I'd be walking to go get a drug and I was farting. I was like a little kid smiling. And about 10 minutes before that, I was having diarrhea. I was sweating cold sweats. I was chills, as sick as a dog. Yeah. So when we prosper, you're satisfied. It doesn't matter what your outlook or perspective is on somebody that's prospering into a stone cold drug addict by getting just a little bag of drugs, they feel they're prospering. That's the dangerous part of that. So now let's go deeper. Let's go deep. Mhm. Good vibes, man. Been a long time to learn that. If you want to change anything in your life, you want to change anything in your life, the first thing you have to change is you. Good energy is what's important. Let's talk about that for a little bit. We want to change anything. We want to change anything in life. We want to change anything in this life. Change has to come from us first. Has to come with you that's looking in the mirror today. It's not even other person that we perceive as doing us wrong. Are there people that do us wrong? Absolutely. Are there people in this life that we shouldn't have around us and tolerate their company? Absolutely. But you don't know how to create type of standard or boundaries that are so important in our life without knowing exactly what you want yours. I'm not speaking from some type of mountaintop or desert oasis. I'm speaking from the gutter. Great thing about me is I've had both sides of the train track story. I grew up in a middle class family. Both parents were college educated. Both parents were what you would call squares, Brady Bunch type mentality. Then they adopt me. I'm on the opposite side of the tracks, even as a newborn. Don't know what to do with me. That's a whole nother story for another time. So I know both sides. I've been in prison. I've been in jails. I've been asked to be the shot caller. The shot caller is the guy that runs a whole gang in prison. I've refused to do that. So they appoint another shot caller, and he comes to me for advice. I've been through it all. I've eaten with gangbangers who I'm not supposed to eat with in prison because in California they have politics where you're not supposed to be sitting with certain races. But yet I sit with them anyways. Nothing happens to me. Are there other head leadership or shot caller people in there that are upset with me? Yes. And you know where they're coming from? My own gang, as you could say. But I've never had a gang mentality, so I can't relate to that. So therefore, I will not experience that. That's how this life that we're in, this physical existence that we're in, operates. It only gravitates or gives or takes from experience that you acknowledge. Once you stop acknowledging that experience, you don't have anything to worry about, man. Even about what's going on the exterior, you have nothing to worry about because you're not experiencing that. Because the experience first comes from in here. Your experience comes from your thoughts, not the thoughts that you have when you're talking to your homeboys, your homegirls, friends, your family. Actually, those are for people that are in a chaotic mind or a mind that's very unstable. Those are great. The more you interact with people, it's great because it's a distraction. Fortunately, you're gonna eventually have to deal with yourself, and that usually comes, in alone time. That's why I'm here to teach you how to deal with yourself at all times. Because I had to learn it. It's life or death for me. That's one of the inspirations for this live stream today. Life or death. That type of mentality became a gift to me because I wouldn't be able to sit here today to teach you how to break out of that chaos that's constantly swirling within your head right now. Indecision. Let's keep going forward. So in this picture here, it started with me losing it all. So I thought, and you may have to lose it too for a while. In this picture here, I remember it clear as day. I was in New Brunswick, New Jersey, right off the highway out there, Route 1. And I was in a hotel. I was in the Howard Johnson. Anybody knows what the Hojo is about? There's a lot of hoes and prostitutes and drug dealers. It's not your 5-star, 4-star, even 3-star type of hotel. It was wintertime. It's freezing cold. Snow on the ground, ice. And I'm in this hotel room, looking at my phone, thinking about what's my next move. A friend of mine was helping me out. That wasn't going to last long because I couldn't depend on this person. I had to depend on myself eventually. But I just didn't know how to because most of my life, others had come to my rescue, others had come to bail me out. When I say you, we may have to lose, I am pointing out an important fallacy in today's society that there's no such thing called a loser. You and we are only losers if we are divided. And when I mean divided, I mean not only physically, but mentally. So there's no such thing as a loser without this division. So if we're unified in our minds, we can be unified in our bodies, and we can unify with others around us. But the losing part I'm talking about is sometimes we may have to lose that part of us that we hold on to so dearly that we believe is benefiting us. That's benefiting us. And it took me a long time to learn that. It took me a very long time. I'm actually, to be honest, still learning it right now. Um, there's parts of the ego that are great. This is why you need the ego. We're being taught in Western society that there's something wrong with the ego. There is no you without the ego. The ego is a necessity, but you have to learn how to discipline it, learn how to be in control of your ego, learn to be consistent. Without these things, the ego runs you. Many, many years, the ego ran me. And I lost a lot. And I only lost because I was never in control to begin with. So if you're never in control of you to begin with, others are going to control you, whether you want them to or not. Let me say that again. If you are not in control from the beginning of yourself and what you want and what you desire, others are going to step in and control you. It's just the natural way of what goes on in this world and in this life that we're living in. Because you don't know what you want, you're gonna kick off those type of vibes, that needy, that helpless type of vibe. And if somebody like me steps in and finds you, it's gonna be only natural to be a natural tendency for me to want to help you. Okay, if we have a connection, and I'm gonna start offering suggestions to you. It's just something that naturally occurs when somebody is strong, confident, self-assured, has standards. But if you have none of that, you're going to start getting these thoughts from other people that aren't your own. They're going to conflict inside you because everybody has their own unique way of how they want to experience this existence we call life. So you're going to lose. So when I look at words today, the words don't control me because I know the meanings to them now. And I know that as long as I'm controlling me, I can never lose. Now, do I always get my way? No. Do mistakes happen? Yes, absolutely. And that's okay because you're not losing. You just mistakes, you just go another avenue. If you choose to. Sometimes a mistake tells you, hey, you wasted too much time on this already. Time to create a new path. So when I say you and we may have to lose, I am pointing out an important fallacy. Today's society, there's no such thing called a loser. You and we are only losers if we are divided. Can't win anything if you're divided within your mind, in your body, and if you're on a team or doing anything, organization, whatever you're in, if there's division, it will create chaos and you will lose. So have a separated mindset, one built on chaos or strictly emotions, will divide us. So having a separated mindset, meaning one that is in constant division with itself. Should I go? Should I stop? Should I call? Should I not? Should I write? Should I not write? Should I talk? Should I not talk? Are you overanalyzing your words that you're saying? I used to do this a lot. I just brought up something way back from my past. I used to do that a lot. I don't think I was sharing the screen. I'll show it in a second. I used to do that a lot. I used to overanalyze, like, I would be thinking about what I was gonna say while I'm in a conversation with somebody. And you can't hear a word somebody else is saying to you because you're thinking about what you're gonna say next. This is the height of lack of communication. So happens naturally after that? The person stops talking and they ask you something and you weren't listening because you're thinking about what you're gonna say to them and you go, huh? What? I used to say that all the time, a long, long, long time ago in the past. And I know it annoyed other people. It would annoyed me to the point where I wouldn't want to talk to me if I was that person. Huh? What? Huh? What? Hmm. So having a separated mindset. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that this is still sharing. Let's see for a second. Okay, it's sharing now. Having a separated mindset, one built on chaos and strictly emotions, will divide us. An indecisive man is a loser. Say that again. You are an indecisive man, a man that cannot make decisions. You are a loser, not only with yourself, but also with everybody else. Also with everybody else. Yeah. You're sitting here today or in the future, and you cannot make up your mind, and you are a male over the age of, I'll be generous, over the age of 25, you are in big trouble, man. You are in big, big trouble. Um, because you're gonna get into relationships with people, especially females, that feel like they have to come in and quote unquote fix you. To be honest, this term used to be thrown around a lot. I don't know if it still is. I haven't heard it lately. Females like to fix us and all this, but that's not true. A woman wants to be led. But if you are unable to lead yourself, she's gonna come in and she's gonna have to lead. In my experience, she's only gonna do that with people that she finds attractive. Sorry to those of you that are ugly or don't look attractive or good. Uh, but it's a lot harder for you because you can't just get slide into a relationship, just strictly base it on sex. Yeah, just basically base it on sex. And that's something I used to do all the time. Um, but then there comes a time where it's time for you to stand up. And I couldn't because I was an indecisive man. I was a man that couldn't. I was just chaos going up here. I couldn't decide what to do half the time. How much I couldn't lead myself. So if I can't lead myself, how can I lead her? And only thing I'm leading her with is with dick. That's it. That gets old because there's bills to pay. There's a roof to keep over your head. There's different things to do. Now, put a caveat on that. There were times where brothers, we used to call this take one for the team. I used to have some females that I used to take one for the team. They might have been 200 pounds, 5 foot four, 200 pounds. Might have been older women, women in their 50s. And you take one for the team. And they'll accept an indecisive man, a man that can't make a decision for a certain time, for a certain time. But everybody else won't. They look at that type of man as being weak and helpless. And the only people that gravitate to that type of person are people that have an interest in helping that person. Other than that, the world doesn't have time for you. So, yes, an indecisive man, I'm telling you right now, is a loser. You're only indecisive or can't make a decision because you don't know what you want. You don't lead yourself. You can't lead yourself if you don't know what your desires are. If you don't know how to just start taking action to move forward towards them. I would suggest start writing down exactly what you want. Don't hold back on what you want. Don't ever hold back on what you want. Be totally honest with yourself. Start writing down what you want out of your life. What do you want from yourself? And I will be doing shows on that to help you. So, having a separated mindset when built on chaos and strictly emotions will divide us. An indecisive man is a loser. He loses in his mind, talking himself out of taking action to better himself. Possibly. This doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes. All this happens prior to him having a chance to begin his journey into the future. Sometimes we talk ourselves, or a lot of times we talk ourselves out of something that will bring us success because we've never experienced it. There's certain things in my life right now I've never experienced that I know presently I'm talking myself out of. Yeah, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not just sitting here on some mountaintop, on some completed version of myself. Oh, I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly refining, I'm constantly learning. There's things right now that I'm constantly working on that I know that there's an element in there that since I've not experienced it in a beneficial way and therefore do not know if it will benefit me because I've never had that experience, I am delaying the process. Things that I must do to change that. I know that. I know that for a fact. Absolutely. And I am working towards to break that wall down or obstacle that's prevented me from achieving that success because I know I can. And I know you can as well. So there's things right now that are preventing us. from achieving what we really want only because we haven't experienced it. And that's a great thing about experience and memories because once you experience something for the first time, it becomes a memory. And all you have to do is go back and replay that memory and know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be safe. Everything's going to work out. One more time. Having a separated mindset, one built on chaos and strictly emotions, will divide us. An indecisive man is a loser. He loses in his mind, talking himself out of taking action to better himself. Possibly. All this happens prior to him having a chance to begin his journey into the totally our control. So back to my journey. First chance to decide my destiny was 2013, Miami South Beach. This is from a condo, South Beach. I was with a female. I'm not gonna put her out there. With a female, and of course, it didn't end well. And I say, of course, because again, I wasn't leading myself. Wasn't leading myself, and we decided to run from New Jersey down to Florida. The only reason why I went to Florida was because I've never been there. I never went to a warmer climate. I always lived in the Northeast, and I just wanted to go. That is a childish decision to make today, looking back at that. I would never recommend that today. I would always recommend the pros and cons. Is this something you truly desire? There'd be a lot of things before I would just get up and go. But in a childlike mind, even though you're in a 30-year-old body, you're gonna just make the decision because she has good pussy. Just being honest, I know this is gonna offend people, but she had a good vagina, and most of the time she was chill. Well, I take that back. I take that back. That's not true. That's not true. She wasn't chill most of the time. See, the program, even while I'm doing this live, still trying to fool me after all these years. See, if I didn't have standards or wasn't able to be truthful with myself today, I would have just kept going with that, even though the lie was in my head whirling. But no, that's not true. I've never been with a female that's chill. I've never been, I don't chill with females. I don't have female friends. I don't chill with females. I don't chill with them. I connect with men because we need to build, need to sustain communities, we need to build businesses, we need to build protection for our female. But I don't look forward to chilling with a female all day, talking with a female all day because as a busy man, I just don't have time for one. And two, at the end of the day, um, most of our interests aren't going to be similar. We are together to create new life. We are together to build families together. We are not together to be and to feel good together all the time or to like each other all the time. This is where maturity has to come in, where I can still build with another person, yet I could hate them. That's one of the reasons. It's a side note. I started doing these lives on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., but I couldn't do it yesterday because my barber called me, telling me that he had to reschedule for a later time, and I just wouldn't have time to do this live stream. I had to get my hair cut to get this full fade. But I was talking to my barber and I was saying, hey, I would still give you money. I would still come to you because you know how to cut hair good. And I would just sit in the chair and not talk to you. We don't do that. We laugh, we joke, we connect really well. And but if we didn't like each other, I told him I would still come to you. We wouldn't even have to talk because I respect your work. And that's the point. In life, it's about working towards a common goal. That goal is survival. It could be survival of your species, it could be survival of your mindset, it could be survival of your home, whatever it is. We need to connect on a survival mindset first, a primal mindset. All the other stuff is just added in. And that's why a lot of times the relationships that I got into, I felt the need to keep her happy when I wasn't happy, and vice versa. She felt the need to keep me happy when she wasn't happy. There was always dishonesty going on. That was just a little sidebar there. So I absolutely don't recommend doing that if you're in a relationship. Totally honest with her, even if you want to leave her or him. Goes both ways. Okay, so I'm looking out this window. I take this beautiful picture. Um, what you're looking at below is buildings, of course, other condos. To the right would be the Biscayne Bay. To the left is the ocean. Down below was a Whole Foods, and it's just a beautiful view. I remember being here, and we were staying in her brother's girlfriend's condo. She was away somewhere, and we were able to stay. We had the condo to ourselves. Me and my the female I was with at the time, and I remember having sex in her in her bed. I remember having sex in the brother's girlfriend bed, thinking, "Damn, if some dude was having, some brother was having sex in my bed, I'd be pissed, man." Of course, we never told the brother's girlfriend or even a brother. But yeah, we were getting it in this female's in the brother's girlfriend's bed. I would never do that today, only because out of respect, I don't do things today that I don't want done to me. I wouldn't want somebody having sex in my bed, especially when I'm not there. Even if I am there, I don't want them having sex in my bed. I'm the only one that has sex in my bed, and man, it was just a lack of control, and therefore, uh, when you lack control in your mind, and you don't lead yourself in your mind, you can't lead others. So at that moment, when we're gonna have sex, I could have easily told her, "No, let's go on the couch. Let's stand up. Let's go in her shower, whatever." No, um, that wasn't even a thought because no control. I wanted what I wanted. I was going off a feeling, and this is dangerous. Also, when I'm looking out at this balcony, at this beautiful picture, um, I'm thinking about leaving the woman I'm with, thinking about leaving her because I know this can't last long. I'm not even attracted to her sexually too much anymore. And this female was a model. Was a model. Um, Jersey, met, and she's great in bed. And I knew I should have left her a long time ago, but I didn't. Didn't. That was my MO because I was going to take as much as I could from her mentally and physically. Um, that's whole nother topics I'll get into later. Women giving lots of money, lots and lots of money, thousands. I hear men talking about giving women lots of money, taking them out on dates. Never did any of that. Um, so much so that this female that I was with in Miami, um, her mother gave us thousands of dollars. Which is we'll talk about it another time. There's so much into that. But I should have just left, but I was indecisive, and I was a loser at that time. A loser. So yes, I was an indecisive man and therefore a loser. Got to get honest. It's vital. My second chance. So in this beautiful picture, this is the Roanoke Rapids in North Carolina. Beautiful part of the state. My second chance to decide my destiny. Mind you, I'm with the same woman from Miami. Again, I did not decide to leave the loser behind. I'm not talking about her. Whenever we are a part of anything, we have to look at ourselves first, stop blaming whatever else is outside of us. That's the only way things will change for the better. So I didn't leave part of me that was losing all the time behind. And we had a home in North Carolina together. Family loved me. Her family actually loved me in North Carolina more than they loved her. That's very honest. I love North Carolina. I never been there. It's the first time I ever been there. We had a house. It was quiet. Um, family loved me. Southern hospitality. We lived near to this beautiful rapids river, Roanoke River. It's just beautiful. You could go in the water. I went in the water. I had pictures of me in the water. But I continue to feel the pain of indecision because even though I love stuff like this, and I still do to this day, I also love the busyness and the access to quick things that a major city offers. I couldn't decide where I wanted to live. Couldn't decide. Then one day, while on the computer in 2014, I saw this. So I'm on the computer going through, I forgot what I was doing, some work, and I saw these three memes. The first one says, think big, dream big, believe big, and the results will be big. The second one was, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. The third one is, never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass away. So I saw these, they made a serious impact on me at the time. And I knew it was time for me to start making a decision to be a man. Then I saw this and I decided I'm going there. Before we get to that, I have to do something very quickly. I will be back in a short moment. We'll be back in a short moment. Um, so stay here with me. It'll be only a couple minutes, and we will continue. Better if I unmute myself. Okay. Yeah. So I saw that image, San Diego. I always wanted to go to San Diego. Um, and that was just it. I always wanted to go to San Diego, and I wanted to see the West Coast. I wanted to see what it was about, but I never had a concrete reason to come out here. I didn't really have a plan to come out here. But by the time I saw this image, there was total chaos going on in my life with a woman that loved me, but I didn't love her. Uh, my ex-wife had had visitations with my son, and that was chaos. There's just so much chaos going on. And I looked at this image here, and I saw the palm trees. And in the Northeast, of course, there is no palm trees. I had never seen them. Never seen them before. I wanted to see the palm trees. It's a very, very simple reason to go. It didn't have to be anything elaborate, anything fantastic. I just wanted to see the palm trees. I wanted to touch the palm trees. I just wanted to see this image. I've seen that image many times since. Beautiful image. And of the marina, across the marina is downtown area of San Diego. And I wanted to see this. I wanted to experience it. So I decided I'm going there. Then I created this. Then I created this right here. What is this? On the left-hand side is an image I took with my camera because what I'm going to show you next, why I had to take this image and I actually used it as an image to create my publishing company, Live Big Publishing. You see that? Dream big, live big, Live Big Publishing. This is the Amtrak train tracks going through Torrey Pines. I recommend Torrey Pines National Park in San Diego. It's a beautiful area. And I wanted to, so I'm looking at the image on the left, and I wanted to be there while I'm sitting in a computer chair in New Jersey, 2014. I said, I'm going there. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I just don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to go there. I don't even have a plan at this point, but I'm going there. And I'm going to go right where that image is, where you see where I took the picture on the left. I'm going to go right there and take it. The original image on the right, that was a business card I created. The image on the right was the original image I saw. And I said, I'm going there. And then I went there because the proof is on the left. And there's the proof. There's me holding that business card, see? Holding the business card on the right in front of that area, the same area from the picture on the left. See the picture on the left? Look at the picture here. That's the original image. So how did I go from somebody just sitting in a computer chair, looking at a computer screen, looking at a place they've never been to, don't know anything about, don't have any family there, friends, nothing, and say, I'm going there. I don't know how I'm going there, how I'm going to get there, but I'm going there. And end up there in the same location. Let's get into it. The first thing I did was I told myself I wasn't homeless. Instead, I was on a big mission. Very important. Very important. Trick the mind. Sometimes. Have to. Be straight up. You have to. There's things throughout the course of your day where the mind wants you to go in one direction, and some people call it a soul, wants you to go in the right direction. And I didn't learn that till years into the future after I took that picture, 2015. And but I knew inherently that the only way I was going to make it out to the other side was that I had to, number one, be desperate. Because let's face it, if you're comfortable, we're going to get into that very briefly. You're not going to move. How it is. Why change something if it's working, right? So I was desperate, and then I had to get this notion out of my mind that there's a thing called homelessness because we're all homeless. Your home, the home that I'm in now, the ground can open up at any time I have no control over it. The ground can open up at any time, which is called a sinkhole, and I can fall thousands of feet below. That's it. No more live streams. I'm homeless. Uh, the earth has no ceiling to it. Anything can come in. Yes, it's atmospheres to protect, but beings with the right technology or anything, asteroids that can get through, will. There's no roof, and anybody that doesn't have a roof over their head, right, is what, homeless. We're all homeless. So once I understood that, it made it a lot easier to take the pressure off. And I was at a point in my life that aligned with this mission that I created for myself. The mission was to finally stand up, take action, do something that I had no idea would benefit me tremendously to the future. There's no such thing as a risk. If you're sitting on something right now that you know needs to get done, but you're not taking it because it's a risk, get that out of your head now. There's no such thing as a risk. There's only uncertainty. There's only the lack of experience and memory. We only know if we're going to be successful or benefit at anything. We only know if this is going to happen if we take action, we actually go through the experience. And yes, for some of us, a lot of times it's painful, but sometimes it's not. And I put that in my head, and I rode on that across the country. Literally rode on that type of mindset. And I created a business card, and we're gonna get into that. So I told myself I wasn't homeless. Instead, I was on a big mission. I told myself I wasn't hitchhiking. I told myself I wasn't hitchhiking. Instead, I was showing myself and others that people across the USA are still willing to help a stranger. So there's this big fallacy that we're not, that the USA people here are just no good, I guess, no good, the whole, that are selfish, they don't want to help, so on and so forth. But again, like I said, it's the experience that's going on in your head that's going to dictate what you live in your reality. At that time, I wanted to not only prove to myself but prove to others that there are people out here that are willing to help, even though you don't know anything about them, or maybe you just found out about them and are unsure if you should give your time and trust them. And I proved that, yes, that is definitely a possibility that you can do that. So I created these business cards from this website that no longer exists called travelpod.com. I used to pass them out along my way across the country as I was journeying through state. And I would also, the great thing about the website was you could keep a blog too, or a vlog. And I still have the videos. I created videos as I was going across the country I created videos about my journey with slideshow pictures, and I put them on this vlog, created business cards, and would tell people about it. People started following me. People started supporting me and my mission. And I literally called it uh, Mission One, Mission Two. Like Mission One, escape out of New Jersey. Mission Two, Mission Three, Mission Four. I made it fun. And people would tell me that you're doing something that I always thought about doing, but I was too afraid to. Thank you. They appreciated my work, therefore they gave to me. So we were helping each other. This was a gift. This was a shared experience that we both were giving each other. I was giving people an experience where they could live through me, therefore benefit through a great feeling. To the point where I actually went out with couples and had dinner with them just so man's wife could interact with me, ask me questions and stories. They were very intrigued. So it was a shared experience. I had started my journey to stop being a taker and start becoming a giver too. So let's go further. So I told myself I wasn't homeless. Instead, I was on a big mission. I told myself I wasn't hitchhiking. Instead, I was showing myself and others that people across the USA are still willing to help a stranger. It doesn't matter what we say to ourselves. It's how it makes us feel that matters. Let me say that again. It doesn't matter what we say to ourselves. It doesn't matter if I say, you look great, or I say, you look great. Which one makes you feel better? The you look great or the you look great? It depends. It depends what type of person you are. Are you a person that could take all that charged energy and not get sensitive? It depends. All that matters is observe how you feel during the course of your day, and that will tell you, that will not lie to you about what situation or experience you're in. If you feel a certain way and it doesn't feel right, I, my suggestion is that you stop doing it immediately. So it doesn't matter what we say to ourselves, it's how it makes us feel that matters. It only appeared like I lost initially. Our decisions decide our destinies, and it is desperation that produces the action steps towards accomplishing our goals. Our decisions decide our destinies, and it's desperation that produces the action steps towards accomplishing our goals. Why should anyone move from a position of comfort if they don't have to? I mean, really think about this. Let's just think about this for a minute. If your routine is to come home and sit on the couch and watch sports or watch movies or listen to the radio or play like computer games or do whatever you're doing that brings you comfort, there's nothing that's um, no impending doom or something that you need to get done, something you need to change because everything that's happening right now in your life is benefiting. Even if everything isn't, in this moment you are comfortable. Why do you want to change that? Nobody wants. Again, back to drug addict. If the drug addict is in a state of euphoria because he just shot up a whole bag of heroin, and I come along and say, "Hey, heroin is bad. It does this, does that. You shouldn't do heroin." They're just gonna look at me with a tight face because at that moment they're feeling a feeling that you can't even achieve. The state that you're in right now. That's real talk. A lot of people don't do drugs because they don't want to get hooked on that feeling. Hooked on a feeling, hooked on a feeling. Yeah, they don't want to get hooked on that feeling because they're afraid they can never, they'll never reject it or want it to stop. I've never felt anything better than having heroin run through my veins. Some of you are going to start freaking out right now. Some of you may use this as ammunition. I am prepared. But I will never bullshit you. I have never felt anything since then or now. I could literally say that besides the consequences of I am very curious if after we leave our physical bodies, if that feeling that I felt when I used to do that magnified. I've never felt anything like that. I understand why people that are on that find it so hard to break from that type of feeling. They're hooked to that feeling. They're not necessarily hooked to the drug, they're hooked to the feeling. So if you're feeling comfort, there's nothing anyone could say or do, anyone could say or do, or even yourself could say or do that will want to change that. There's no one. So it only appeared like I lost initially. Our decisions decide our destiny. It is desperation that produces the action steps towards accomplishing our goals. Why should anyone move from a position of comfort if they don't have to? Our journey towards goal completion often uncomfortable because many times it involves personal change from within. Our journey towards goal completion is often uncomfortable because many times it involves personal change from within. Because it always goes back to me having to change first, not whatever I'm trying to change in my external environment. That includes people, which, by the way, we can never change. They either adapt to you or they don't, or you have to compromise. Something secret. We're almost through. We're almost done here. Hidden within us, put away for many years, and now has to be dealt with, or we continue to live a life of suffer and regret. Yes, I was one of those who claimed I did not have regrets for my actions, but now I know that was a lie. Anyone that tells you they don't regret their actions and it's something that hurts other people or even hurts themselves, don't trust them. Oh, I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets, yo. I don't have any regrets. Don't trust that person. Hidden within us, put away for many years, and now has to be dealt with, or we continue to live a life of suffer and regret. Yes, I was one of those who claimed I did not have regrets for my action. A person that does something that harms either themselves or others doesn't regret that is a person you don't want to be around with or associated with. But now I know that was a lie. I know it now. I didn't know it when I was saying that, parodying uh, Logan. It was something I did to rationalize my undisciplined behavior, my lack of accountability. There's a certain sector of men in the United States that are very undisciplined, lack accountability. You men know who you are. And that's why nothing ever changes collectively for us. Because it starts with me, it starts with you, it starts with the man in the mirror, it starts with us. The lies or the fantasy, the lies, the illusions are born through lack of discipline and accountability. Me not being able to control myself. being able to say no to pussy, being able to turn it down, being able to turn down sexually pleasuring yourself when nobody's watching. Let's get real. Do you know that? Do you know that when I was homeless one time, I was in front of a Starbucks in a very wealthy area of Los Angeles, and prior to standing in front of Starbucks, I had bought a glove, white glove, like Michael Jackson, and a silver platter. All these things cost me maybe like a couple bucks, right? And I used to stand in front of Starbucks with this platter like this. Oh, by the way, this is my nope, wrong hand. Oh, wrong hand. Okay, really quick. This is my book here, Freedom Through God's Word, Journey of Your Soul series. If you haven't picked up a copy, make sure you contact me now. Okay, back to the story. So I have my hand out like this. Okay. Okay, so I would have my hand out like this, and I'd have this white glove on my hand with the silver platter out. People would drop money. Yes, it was begging. Yes, I was asking for money, of course. But why not have fun at it, right? Why not have fun at it? So I was clean dressed, right? I'd wear a tie, shirt and a tie. I was clean dressed. I didn't look like I was actually homeless. And I had my hand out with a white glove and the silver platter, and people would put money in it. They were just intrigued. So one day I'm in front of Starbucks, and this guy comes out, and at the time I didn't know he worked in Hollywood. He's an agent in Hollywood with a lot of connections. He saw me in this West Los Angeles Starbucks. He started laughing, like he couldn't stop laughing. I started laughing, and we both were laughing, right? And he was like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "I ain't never seen nothing like this." He says, "Hey, I ain't giving you no money. I'm gonna give you something better." I was like, "Okay, what's that?" He took out his business card and he dropped it on the silver platter on top of the money. He said, "Give me a call tomorrow at such and such time, and I have something." I never called him. I don't know what he had for me. Was it a job? Was it I don't know what he had for me. I know a lot of people that would have jumped on that, would have jumped on that opportunity. I didn't because of my mentality at the time was more important than joining Hollywood. Yeah, there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know about Hollywood. I wasn't going to put myself in that environment because it turns out a lot of people, a lot of those people that want to be actresses and actors and all that. I'm not here to kill your dream. A lot of you are talented and can create your own type of environment. Especially now, it's a lot easier because we have YouTube and streaming sites. But I've seen a lot of people go from Hollywood to homeless very quick. They get turned out, or prostitution, or whatever happens because it doesn't work out. And that's just the stuff on the surface. Stuff that's behind the scenes, I know about very well, and I wasn't gonna join that type of environment. So I never called. I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know what happened. If I did call, I never called. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I was being accountable to myself because long before that person put that business card in the silver platter, I was already on this journey to be disciplined with my standards, or what some call boundaries. I had certain boundaries, certain things I would do and wouldn't do, even if monetarily they were very enticing. I would rather be homeless than compromise or be undisciplined with my standards or what I live by. How many of you can say that? Even when you're homeless or facing it. So it was something I did to rationalize my undisciplined behavior. That is saying I have no regrets. Something I did to rationalize my undisciplined behavior, my lack of accountability, and my unrelenting stubbornness to recognize that I limit myself no, excuse me, and my unrelenting stubbornness to recognize that I limit myself. No one else has that type of power over me. It was time to act with speed. I became desperate. No one else limits you. It is you that's limiting yourself. No one has that type of power to control you unless you allow them to control you. So I learned this, I knew this, and now it was time to act with speed. So I became desperate. So thank you. That is it. How can you support? You appreciated what you saw and would like to give since you received a great life lesson. Scan the QR codes on the next screen. I will show them soon. And if you would like some MAAT'S oil fragrances, you can definitely go to the email. You can email us at maatsfragrance. It's maatsfragrance at usa.com, or you can call the business line. When the stream ends, I will post all the necessary information in the chat. Like I said, next week there will not be a live stream because I'm doing a presentation on another platform. So following week there will be. And during this week and next, of course, there will be spontaneous videos that I come out with. If you haven't subscribed or followed me yet on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, make sure you do. The links are below in the description. And yeah, so that was the gift of desperation. I hope that you received something out of this that I have given to you today. And I hope that you now have a different perspective on on being desperate. It's not in this life. Nothing is ever one sided. Always two sides. So being desperate doesn't mean something negative all the time. It could be something positive, like it was in my life to assist you. And I didn't tell you this, I didn't show you this, but I'm just remembering this now. Out of this whole journey that I took, I actually produced a book. So if any of you are interested on that, those of you that are in situations of homelessness or hitchhiking or just need general information, the book is packed with that, with even sources in the back of it and links. I don't know if all the links are going to work because this was almost 10 years ago. I know some sites are no longer available, but a lot of them are. So there is also a book that I wrote based on my journey. If you are interested, just let me know and I will get it to you. That is the show, Ma'at's last word. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the rest of the world. Make sure to get your fragrance oil, fresh butter, the isi ma'aki, which is also for males, females. It's not just for men. Make sure to support MAAT'S Fragrance in any way you can, even if it's hitting a like button, even if it's hitting the subscribe button, even if it's hitting the notification bell. Appreciate you.